Hi, this is Erma Grego from Senior Perspective. Today I have a wonderful, wonderful show, and I think you'll all enjoy it. As a fact, I'm the only senior, and the rest of these are all juniors. And we're going to be talking about the play that's coming up, Joseph. And how's that again with Nicole?
Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Okay, thank you. And they're going to tell us a little bit about it, and then we'll be talking to the cast and to find out more about the program. And why did you decide to begin the story?
Okay, well, this all started with the beginning of our theater troupe at St. Benedict the Abbot Church, and that's who this is all through. And we began, Lora and I began the troupe, the Abbey Players. And the Abbey Players is St. Benedict's first theater troupe that gives kids an opportunities in grades 7 through 12 for more performance experience and to learn along the way about different types of theater, singing, dance, acting, all types of aspects of the arts.
Is that how it started, was to get them interested in the arts then?
Yes, so it started as a group, and then along with that group, we wanted to give outlets for performance. So performing Joseph is our first musical, and along the way we'd like to do other shows as well, but for right now, Joseph is the first one that we're kind of getting under our belts here.
Lora, how about you? Can you give us a little bit more information on this? Or
Well, I guess we started, Nicole and I started, we met each other through the Township Middle School musical. We were the co-directors, and we saw what talent we had here in Township, and we wanted to give the youth another outlet to perform and to learn about performance. Because when you have just working on a show, you do learn a lot, but there's other aspects to theater. It's not all just about performance. So we approached Father Sam, and we started Abbey's Players, and like I said, this is our first year, so we started off, we started off small, and we did a little coffee house at Christmas time, and now we've undertaken a full musical, and we have such talented youth in our community that we decided that we were going to do a full musical, and it'll be in 2 weeks.
what was your first production?
We actually did a Christmas coffee house. It was more of a fundraiser where a bunch of students chose Christmas carols and things that they would like to perform for their families, and the parishioners of St. Benedict's. It was advertised at St. Benedict's as well. And they performed that. It was an evening of music, and we had some dance in there too, and it was very great. And then we had a huge snowstorm, so unfortunately probably wasn't as well attended as we would have hoped, but we hope that Joseph will be a little bit different than that now since it's summer.
Well, it better.
Yes.
And that, okay. You did tell us a little bit. Is there anything more you would like to say about the Abbey Players? Or how long has it been? Has it just been since Christmas then?
Christmas was our first major undertaking where we did the coffee house, and we kind of got the group together and maybe had them all come together as one, as a group. That was our first production, so to speak. We've actually been, I guess it would be October that we started, or October or November that we started with them. Yeah. And we meet every other Sunday at the church, and we're in different rooms all the time. Sometimes we have the Pope Benedict Center, which is a stage, so we have an opportunity to do things like stage combat, which I believe Laura's worked with them on, and some dance things. And then we're hoping as rooms clear up that we'll be able to get into rooms that have piano so that I can work with them in voice, since that's my expertise. And of course, in doing Joseph, then we've been using the stage for the acting and putting together all of the blocking and the singing and the dancing. So it's taking all three aspects and putting them all into one big show.
Okay, now, how did you decide on performing Joseph? Who wants to talk about that?
I guess I will.
Okay.
Being that we are at St. Benedict's, we decided that all these musicals to choose from, we thought that maybe we would do one that would appeal to the church audience. So there's a few out there. There's Godspell, and there's Children of Eden, and there's Joseph. And we looked at our timing, and Joseph is I'll say a shorter musical. It's still a full musical, but it's a little on the shorter side. And it's entirely a sung musical. There's no real dialogue. It's more of almost like an opera but it's not opera music, but
Right.
modern music, but it's entirely sung. So we decided that we thought that would be a good
good
first,
beginning.
good beginning, exactly.
It's also very familiar. A lot of people know the show and have heard of it or seen it before. They know the Bible story, and so it being a familiar show, we hope that would draw a lot of an audience too to see these talented kids.
It is Andrew Lloyd Webber too.
Yes, and you can't go wrong with Andrew Lloyd Webber. So
Well, and then besides, you're getting more notice about it because at Lancaster, they're putting on the production Joseph.
yes,
So you mentioned Joseph, say, oh, you're going to Lancaster. Say, oh, no, we're going to see the Abbey Players at St. Benedict's,
Yes.
So you're getting a little bit more coverage that way. So now you say it's a musical. Now, who is supplying the music for all this?
we will have a live band, and I'm going to conduct the band, and it will be on stage with the Abbey Players during the show. So it will be we have a pianist, a percussionist, and a bassist.
Oh, and they're all part of Abbey Players, or?
They are actually friends of the Abbey Players, I suppose we could call them. They're parents and friends of parents and friends of ours and things like that we found from the
Good.
community.
Reaching out and getting a little bit of everybody.
Correct.
Which is good.
Right, which we'd really like to continue to do. That's another thing we'd like the Abbey Players to really branch out and be open to the community as well. So even if you don't belong to St. Benedict the Abbot Church, you're still able to be a part of the troupe.
Right. So it's good that you're bringing in a lot of people like that because I think we need that connection because we're all one, really.
Yes.
And that, so, and it's really, I think it's of an interest to a lot of people to be doing something like that instead of just making it only St. Benedict's. And
Yeah.
and I think it's great that you've offered it to all the other churches and that will. Is there something else you'd like to say about the play itself? How many acts?
Well, there'll be 2 acts with 1 intermission. So both of those acts are not very long, though, surprisingly. We're probably only looking at, really, it's about maybe an hour and a half, and then we'll also have an intermission that will make it a little bit longer. As Lora said, it is completely sung. There is no spoken dialogue in the entire show. So that makes it more, as she was saying, closer to the style of an opera or an operetta with updated music. It's music of today with drum sets and guitars and electric basses. And so it's very enjoyable to sing. I think that the kids can really connect to this kind of music. And even though it still encompasses the same style as old-fashioned music because it is Andrew Lloyd Webber and he tends to write on the classical side of things, it still is very interesting and engaging for the kids because it's updated and the tunes just get stuck in your head. I sing them in my sleep, and I'm sure everybody else here does too. So.
Good. So, let's see. I hear that the 2 priests are going to have parts also.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to talk about that now or later or.
Sure, we could. Father Sam, who is the priest at St. Benedict the Abbot Church, he and Father Michael, who's the parochial vicar, they are going to be a part of the show as well. And they are going to play the kind of the smaller bit roles of the Ishmaelites and the guards.
Oh.
So they will have some interesting costumes, and they will be a riot, I'm sure.
So, was there anything else you'd like to talk about the play before we get into the cast?
Well, we just hope that the community will be able to come out and see it.
Did we say where it was going to be?
Aye, that's probably important.
Yeah.
It is actually at St. Benedict's, or at a part of St. Benedict's. It is in the Pope Benedict Center, and that is the newly renovated hall. That's where the old church of St. Benedict's used to be, and now it is a newly renovated hall that has become a theater. And so it's in the process, I should say, of becoming a theater. And so that's where it will take place. So it's in the old church. You'll have to go through O'Brien Hall to get to the Pope Benedict Center.
Okay. So perhaps now we should maybe take a break before we talk about the cast and see if all of our cast is here. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes.
something's happening to the polar bear. And if we don't do something about it, the entire species will be extinct by the end of the century. Go to SaveThePolarBear.org.
Is your TV ready for digital? Hello, I'm Chairman Kevin Martin of the Federal Communications Commission. By February 17th, TV stations will stop broadcasting in analog and broadcast only in digital. Your TV needs to be ready so you can keep watching. If you have a TV with a digital tuner, you can already watch digital television. If your TV is connected to cable or satellite, this change shouldn't affect you. But if you use an older TV with rabbit ears or rooftop antenna, you need to act. You can buy a new TV, you can subscribe to cable or satellite, or you can buy a converter box and plug it into your older TV. The government offers you two $40 coupons toward the cost of converter boxes. If your TV is ready, you can get the benefits of digital broadcasting today. But don't delay or...
Is your TV ready for digital? For more information, visit dtv.gov or dial 1-888-CALL-FCC.
Hi, we're back now, and we have the cast for Joseph, and I would like to introduce our lead as Joseph, and you are?
Evan McIntyre.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your part?
I'm one of the brothers of Jacob and Israel, and I'm one of Jacob's favorite sons, so he gives me the Technicolor coat, and then the brothers start attacking me after that, and everything goes crazy from there.
Okay. And can you show us your coat a little bit, like, or?
Okay, do you want me to stand up and spin with it?
Make sure you remove your makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they'd like to see your coat, because it is beautiful. Oh, okay. Great. So the rest of the costumes are as nice. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, and Rachel, you're next.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
How are you?
Okay, and are you all excited about what part are you playing?
I'm one of the narrators, so they really are the ones who tell the story, and they help the flow of the story keep going, and they kind of introduce each scene with a song. So.
Uh-huh. So you help everybody out then?
A little bit on stage. I mean, that's kind of the job of the narrator, to keep the story going. So.
Uh-huh. Okay, now Brett.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. So welcome. And what part do you play?
I'm the Pharaoh of Egypt. And the Pharaoh, you know, if anyone is familiar with Elvis, it's basically the Pharaoh. I mean, it's what it is what they wanted to create a character for the Pharaoh is they wanted to create almost a comic relief effect, I feel, for the part of the Pharaoh. So they took what they found as the king of rock and roll, and they transposed it into the king of Egypt, which is the Pharaoh. And so you'll see in a lot of his numbers, you'll hear that, you know, sort of southern twang to his, you know, speech and singing. And he's a really fun character to play, you know, that's all I can say about him, really.
And what's your costume like?
Well, I will have, if this is correct, I will have a little. If you've seen in Egyptian times, they had that
collar, like?
Yeah, the collar.
Yeah.
And then they'll have almost a headpiece on, but then they'll take the headpiece off and then they'll see the slick back 50s hair. I don't have it on now, but because I'm sure I would be ridiculed for such behavior. But other than that, you know, probably an Egyptian skirt, for lack of a better. Oh no.
His costume is a little bit of a
Scratch that.
mystery to him still. We haven't revealed that
Yes.
information, but we can just assure you that it will be very bright and sequenced and glittery.
Ooh.
He will be definitely the king of pop in Egyptian times. He will look great.
Okay. So, sounds like you're going to be surprised.
I hope I am. And I hope I mean that in a good way, too.
Yeah. So, and how many are in the cast?
We have a cast of about 30, and then we also have a children's chorus also that is a part of this show.
Oh, great.
It is written into the score, so we do have kids in grades, I believe, 2 through 6 that play a part in the children's chorus. So overall, I'd say there's between 35 and 45 students.
Wonderful.
To give you a rough number. I can't remember the exact.
So, it sounds like you've got quite a group to handle.
They're easy to handle so far.
Yeah.
They're very good.
And you say you're directing the band.
Yes, I'll be conducting the band on stage.
Is it piano or?
Piano, percussion, and bass, electric bass.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be quite an affair.
It certainly is. We hope so.
Oh, and we didn't say what time this was going to start.
It will be on June 18th and June 19th, which is a
19th.
Friday and a Saturday, and it will begin at 8 p.m. each evening. Tickets will be sold approximately an hour and a half before the show, so people can come and get their tickets and then possibly go out to dinner or wait around, and then the doors will open at about 7:30 each night, so half an hour before the show.
Okay, can you get your tickets before the performance?
You can get them, we're going to start selling them approximately an hour and a half before the show.
Oh, but you can't get them ahead of time, like
They'll just be right at the door. Yep, and tickets are $5.
$5. Is that for everybody? I mean, are children separate or anything, or is it the children and adult all the same?
Everybody's $5. Since it's our first show, that's what we're kind of trying to just get everybody in and to enjoy the show, and that's how we're deciding to do it this year.
Yeah. So yeah. What else can we talk about here? Laura, is there anything you can say?
I think just we're hoping that the community comes out and sees the show, and everybody, looks at, what talented kids we have and how quickly we put this on. We are putting the show on in a month's time, which most people would think is a crazy idea to put on a musical in a month, but we have such a strong, talented base of children or young adults that we knew we could pull it off. And so, like I said, I hope to see everybody on the 18th and 19th.
Well, I know that I saw, what was that one that not the Passion Play, what was it that you put on?
Alice in Wonderland
Alice in
Junior?
Wonderland. Yeah, and I couldn't believe the talent that is. Are any of those in the cast?
Yes, several of them are actually. Rachel, who's joined us here today, she played the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland
That's
Junior.
right, yeah.
So.
So I thought that was such a fantastic program.
It was really fun to be in. Just the whole entire show was really great. So
And that's,
yeah.
well, I want to thank all of you for coming, and if you will introduce yourself again and the parts you play. Okay? Rachel?
Right. I'm Rachel Hobbs, and I'm playing the part of the narrator.
I'm Evan McIntyre, and I'm playing Joseph.
And I'm Brett DiCello, and I'm playing the Pharaoh.
Okay, and then we have our two directors, and they are?
I'm Lora Brannen, and I'm one of the co-directors and the choreographer.
Okay.
And I am Nicole Gass, and I am one of the co-directors, the music director, and the conductor.
Good. Well, I think we've just about covered anything. Now, is there anything at all that any of you would like to say that has come to your mind just in the last few minutes or something that you would want the audience to know about?
Well, I just hope that everybody will be able to come out, and I just would like to point out that Evan, who's playing our Joseph, is a graduating senior this year. So the entire cast
congratulations.
wishes him congratulations and best wishes, and he's doing a wonderful job. We hope everybody will be able to come out and see the whole cast, who's doing very great.
Are you going to pursue with the arts?
Yeah, music education.
Oh, wonderful. Wish you lots of luck.
Thank you.
And that's and when is graduation?
This Friday.
This Friday. Wow. You've got some big days coming ahead of you there.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, I want to thank all of you for your time and for all your wonderful instructions and everything. It sounds like it's going to be a great play. And I gave up Lancaster to see Joseph, to come and see Joseph at St. Benedict's.
Well, we hope that you'll be in.
Thank
We
you.
hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you.
Oh, I know I will. And thank you all very much. And this is Erma Grego from Senior Perspective.